Steam Deck users. Today I've compiled a list of some of the best overwhelmingly positive rated Steam games that are perfect for the Steam Deck. Let's get straight into it. First up is Ori and the Will of the Wisps, an award-winning action platforming game where you play as Ori, a small guardian spirit on a quest to save their owl friend Ku and discover their destiny in a beautiful forest called Naiwen. You'll have to navigate through intricately designed levels filled with platforming challenges, puzzles, and intense combat encounters. You'll be doing a lot of exploring, backtracking, and unlocking new abilities to access previously unreachable areas. The controls are super tight and responsive. Ori can jump, climb, glide, and swim, and as you progress, you'll unlock more abilities like double jumping, dashing, and using a light sword for combat. One of the standout features of the game is its stunning hand-painted artwork, which creates a visually captivating world filled with lush environments, vibrant colors, and fluid animations. Next up is Dave the Diver, a single-player adventure RPG that blends deep-sea exploration and fishing with sushi restaurant management. This story follows Dave, a retired diver who partners with his friend Cobra and sushi chef Bancho to run a sushi restaurant near the mysterious Blue Hole. During the day, you'll dive into the Blue Hole to catch fish and gather materials, using a variety of weapons and tools while also managing your oxygen supply. At night, you help run a sushi restaurant, crafting dishes from the day's catch, serving customers, and managing the restaurant's operations. The game also includes a rich narrative involving a secret society of sea people, various side quests, and numerous mini-games. Next, we have Hollow Knight, a classically styled 2D action-adventure game. In Hollow Knight, you take control of a warrior known as the Knight, exploring the fallen kingdom of Hollow Nest, which is plagued by a supernatural disease. The game is set in a diverse subterranean location featuring friendly and hostile insectoid characters and numerous bosses. As you explore each location, you'll unlock new abilities and uncover pieces of lore spread throughout the kingdom. The gameplay combines tight platforming, challenging combat against unique bosses, and a heavy emphasis on exploration. Up next is Balatro, a poker-inspired roguelike deck builder that has gained significant attention and praise for its unique blend of poker mechanics and roguelike elements. Balatro combines traditional poker hands with a variety of unique cards and modifiers to create a dynamic and strategic gameplay experience. You aim to create powerful synergies by combining valid poker hands with special joker cards, tarot cards, planet cards, and more. The game is praised for its addictive nature, strategic depth, and the unique twist it brings to the deck building genre. Next is Tiny Rogues, a fantasy roguelike dungeon crawler with RPG elements. The game features a retro shooter aesthetic and involves you building unique characters for each run, fighting through monster-infested rooms, and facing challenging boss encounters. You can choose from over 200 different weapons and equipment items and level up by selecting from a pool of over 60 passive skills. There are over 20 unique levels, each with their own unique enemies, over 40 bosses including multiple final bosses, and 34 character classes to choose from. Next up is Slime Rancher, a game that's all about exploring a colorful and quirky world filled with these little creatures called slimes. You play as a rancher who's tasked with collecting and taking care of these slimes, all while trying to make a profit. The game is a mix of exploration, resource management, and puzzle solving. You'll need to explore the world around you to find new types of slimes, each with their own unique behaviors and abilities. You'll also need to build and maintain your ranch, which means managing resources like food and water and upgrading your equipment to keep up with the demands of your slimes. What really sets Slime Rancher apart is the charming personality of the game. The world is filled with vibrant colors and awesome designs, which really gives the game a very friendly and peaceful feeling. Next up is Cassette Beasts, an open-world monster collecting RPG. The game takes inspiration from classic monster taming games like Pokemon, but introduces several unique twists to the formula. In Cassette Beasts, you'll find yourself stranded on the mysterious island of New World, where you can record the island's inhabitants, bizarre and punny creatures known as beasts, onto cassette tapes. By playing these tapes, you can transform into the recorded beast and engage in turn-based battles, fusing different beasts together to create powerful new forms. The game features an expansive open world to explore, filled with puzzles, quests, and over 120 distinct beasts to collect and customize with different movesets. With its charming retro aesthetic, clever writing, and innovative battle system, Cassette Beasts offers a fresh and nostalgic take on the monster taming genre. Next up is Lost in Play, a delightful point-and-click adventure game that takes you on a journey through the imaginations of two siblings, Toto and Gal. The game's vibrant and charming hand-drawn art style immediately draws you into its world, filled with quirky characters, enchanting environments, and creative puzzles. As you guide the brother and sister duo through their imaginative escapades, you'll encounter a diverse array of challenges, from solving logic puzzles and playing mini-games, to collecting items and using them in inventive ways. The puzzles are pretty cleverly designed, offering a perfect balance of challenge and accessibility. Up next is My Friendly Neighborhood, a first-person survival horror game that takes inspiration from classic titles like Resident Evil. You play as Gordon O'Brien, a disgruntled handyman sent to an abandoned TV studio to disable the broadcasting antenna, which has mysteriously begun airing episodes of the long-cancelled children's puppet show My Friendly Neighborhood. Upon arriving, Gordon finds the studio overrun by the show's sentient and murderous puppets. To unreach the antenna, you must navigate the hazardous studio lot, fending off hostile puppets with makeshift weapons like wrenches and letter shooting guns. The game features puzzles, limited resources for combat and healing, and an eerie atmosphere that blends childhood nostalgia with unsettling horror elements. Up next is Dredge, where you take on the role of a fisherman who captains a trawler, exploring a collection of remote islands in the depths of the surrounding seas. The game is not just about fishing, it also involves unraveling the mysteries of the archipelago and its inhabitants. You can catch over 125 deep-sea creatures, pack them into your cargo hold, and sell them to upgrade your boat and equipment. This progression allows access to new areas in deeper waters where even more valuable and rare fish can be found. Dredge also includes a narrative element where you meet the local inhabitants of each island, complete quests, and learn about each area's troubled past. The game's atmosphere is enhanced by the danger that lurks within the fog, especially at night, adding a layer of tension and horror to the fishing experience. Next up is Bloody Hell, a free-to-play, short but engaging game where you play as an angel on a mission to kill Satan. The game is a top-down shooter featuring a bird angel named Azrael sent from God from heaven to hell to murder Satan. In Bloody Hell, you can dash, double dash, grapple, and blast your way through hell to fulfill your holy mission. The game offers a variety of features, including 20 different enemies and 5 demonic bosses. Next is Pizza Tower, the super fun and quirky platformer game that's all about pizza and chaos. You play as Peppino, a pizza chef who has to climb a tower to save his beloved pizzeria from being destroyed. The game has a retro pixel art style that's inspired by cartoons from the 90s, and the soundtrack is upbeat and energetic. As you climb the tower, you'll encounter a variety of enemies and obstacles that you'll need to overcome using your platforming skills. Plus, you'll collect pizza and other power-ups along the way to help you out. One of the cool things about Pizza Tower is its sense of humor. The game is packed with references to classic video games and pulp culture. Next up is Hi-Fi Rush, a rhythm action game where you control Shy, a wannabe rock star who after a botched experiment can sense the rhythm of the world around him. This rhythm is central to the gameplay, as Shy's attacks, enemy movements, and environmental elements all sync to the beat of the game's soundtrack. While you're not required to attack on the beat, doing so rewards you with higher damage and special combo finishers. The game is set in a vibrant, cel-shaded world where Chai battles through various stages of a corporate dystopia run by Vandelay Technologies. Each stage is themed around different musical styles and includes platforming elements, rhythm-based minigames, and boss battles. Up next is Slay the Spire, a roguelike deck-building game where you can choose from one of 4 characters, each with unique abilities and starting decks, and attempt to ascend a procedurally generated spire composed of multiple floors filled with enemies, elite foes, bosses, and various events. Combat is turn-based and revolves around a collectible card game system where you build and refine your decks with new cards and relics obtained through encounters and rewards. The game is known for its strategic depth, requiring you to balance offense and defensive tactics while managing resources like health and energy. Each run is unique due to the random natures of encounters and rewards, and the game features multiple difficulty levels called Ascensions, which add increasing challenges. Next is A Hat in Time, a charming 3D platforming game where you play as Hat Kid, an alien girl whose spaceship loses its fuel source, the magical timepieces, after crash landing on a vibrant planet. The core gameplay revolves around exploring whimsical open worlds, solving puzzles, defeating quirky enemies, and collecting the scattered timepieces to refill your ship and continue your journey. As you progress, you'll acquire new hats that grant Hat Kid unique abilities like brewing potions or sprinting faster. The game is brimming with personality, featuring an eccentric cast of characters, silly humor, and creative level design that keeps the experience fresh and enjoyable. Now, I want to quickly go over a few honorable mentions that deserve to be on this list, but are more popular games you may have heard of already. We have Stardew Valley, an open-ended country life RPG where you inherit your grandfather's old farm and you can grow crops, raise animals, mine, fish, and build relationship with the townspeople while restoring the community to its former glory. Next is Portal 2, a puzzle platform game where you navigate the decaying Aperture Science facility, solving complex puzzles with the help of a portal gun. Then we have The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, an action role-playing game where you control a monster slayer on a quest to find his adopted daughter while navigating a war-torn world filled with complex characters, moral choices, and supernatural threats. Next is Terraria, a 2D sandbox game where you explore, craft, build, and battle various enemies and bosses in a procedurally generated world. Then we have Vampire Survivors, a roguelike shoot-'em-up game where you control an automatically attacking character to survive continuous waves of monsters. And finally, we have Subnautica, a survival action-adventure game set in an open-world underwater environment where you control the lone survivor of a spaceship crash, exploring an alien ocean planet to gather resources, build bases, and uncover the mysteries of the planet while striving to escape. Now, if you guys want to check out any of the games in this video, there's a link to each one's Steam page in the description. And since you're still here, why not watch another video? YouTube thinks you'll like the video on screen now.